Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. On here is Sew with Zobs, and in today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to make a bubble skirt just like what you have seen on the thumbnail or this. So if this is what you're interested in learning how to make, kindly stay put, and if you're meeting us for the first time, please do leave us a comment. You can give us a like, you can subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around, and please do well to also leave us a comment. First of all, we are going to be folding our fabric as though we want to cut a circle flare. If you are making this as a skirt, these are the measurements you need: your waist circumference divided by 6.28 and the full length of the skirt multiplied by 2, because you are going to be folding over. So if you don't already know how to cut a circle flare, please leave a comment in the comment section. And if you are attaching this to a bodice to make up a dress, you will need your dress length minus your half length, then your waist circumference divided by 6.28. Also note that the flare length is to be multiplied by 2. So at the part where you have all sides folded, that is where you take your radius. What you're basically doing here is cutting out the circle flare. But when it comes to the length, do not forget, if your top length or the skirt length is 20, you are going to be using 40 inches as the length at this point. So let's say this is the full length we are working with. You have to mark it all around, and when you are done marking, you can go ahead and cut out. You cut out the length and also the radius. Now once you're done cutting out, you can go ahead and open up your flare. You can see this is a flare. So because you are attaching this to a dress or you're making a skirt, if you're going to be adding a zipper, go ahead and slash one part open. So if you're using elastic for your skirt, you can leave it without cutting it open. And the next thing to do now is to take this to the sewing machine and make a gathers at the hem of the flare, not on the waistline. If you want your waist to have some pleats and maybe excess, you can add more to the radius when you are cutting. Let's say your waist is 36, you can make your waist 36 divided by 6.28 plus some extra allowance so that you can have it a bit fuller on the waistline. So now that I am done making my gathers in my machine, I'm just going to form the gathers on the fabric and then fold it over to the waistline. This is the reason why you have your length double. If your length is going to be 20 inches, you'll be needing 40 inches length of flare, so that when you finish making your gathers and gather it to the waistline, you will have your normal length. So just take your time. You can pin around, make your gathers, attaching it to the waistline. So once you are done making your gathers along the waistline, you can take it to your sewing machine and stitch it down. Okay, so we are done stitching it down, and this is what we have. As you can see, the effect is already formed. You can take your time also and go through the waistline to be sure that you're not leaving any pin behind. Okay, so once that is done, it is now time to attach these to your upper bodice. If you're making a skirt with it, you can fix in your band and then attach your zipper. For this, I'll be attaching it to the drapes I made earlier. Remember I told you, if you want the waist fuller, you need the radius of your waist fuller from the cutting so that you have excess you can pleat. Okay, so I'm just trying to make some pleats here with my pin because this came out in excess. And now I'll go ahead and attach these to my bodies to see what it looks like. I'm trying to make a basque effect. If you want it straight on the waistline, it's perfectly fine. Just join it to your upper bodies, attach your zipper, and you are good to go. And here is our finished look. I feel this method gives you a more realistic bubble effect as seen in the style inspiration. This bodice was not originally made for this skirt, and look how it turned out great as a dress. So if you have watched this far, kindly subscribe, leave us a comment if you find this useful, and also dash us a thumbs up. If you are also interested in learning how I did the drapes, I'll be attaching the link to the video in the description. So thank you so much for stopping by and see you in our next one. Bye.